Welcome to the Swamp, home of the Florida Gators, and we've long been told it is here that only the Gators get out alive. And boy, do we have a fun one ahead. Top 10 team, target on their back, going on their road and right into the snake pit. As we'll see a team fresh and ready to go off a bye week, the UCLA Bruins, taking on the winners of 3 straight, the Florida Gators. 48 Sports College Football, Reese Davis with you alongside David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. And guys, can't wait to get this one started. And the Gators will get us underway with the opening kickoff. He'll call for the fair catch here. You think the fans are ready for this one? The booth's shaking underneath us, guys. Crosses the 30 to the 31 on a 6-yard pickup. This is the kind of game, a top 25 matchup in the early season that you look for when you're trying to build your resume.
Yeah, these are so fun because as a player you kind of get bored if you don't get challenged, but when you got an early season challenge like this, all the adrenaline, all the juice, Palmer, you're ready to rock and roll.
I love this. We've had this game circled for a long time because we learn a lot in these types of games. What are these teams about? Which conferences are better? You're going to get a lot of answers today.
And he is swarmed under a host of defenders there to make the stop. The Bruins want to pick up the tempo. They want to run this quarterback. They'll keep this drive moving by picking up the first down. They have it at the 36. This crowd trying to make life miserable for this offense. Running to the left. Pretty good effort on that one to work his way up to the 42. In a competitive conference like the SEC, you just can't afford to start 0-1 if you want to chase a championship. Really important to get off to a good start.
No doubt, in the SEC, you've got to set the tone early. It's all about creating momentum out of the gate. Both of these teams had this game circled all offseason, David. They know what's riding on the line here.
There's so much riding on the line. Who gets to Atlanta down the road? Bragging rights, recruiting rights, all this stuff. Once you get in conference play, it means a lot every single week.
And the Bruins are rolling down the field. Snap it to the back. And a nice solid pickup there before the defense wrestles him to the ground.
Coaches always harp about staying ahead of the chains, and when you can run with that type of efficiency on first down, man, you are doing just that.
Got 6 on first down. Now a lot of options on 2nd and 4. Pulls and fires it complete to the right. They are on the move down to the 32, and they pick up another first down. You can become a star making efficient plays and getting first down, sort of like a Mark Harmon kind of way to play quarterback for the Bruins.
And then you become a big star. And in Hollywood, what a town to do it. Obviously, create some excitement, create some momentum, go to a Rose Bowl, just do big things at UCLA.
That run epitomizes a veteran, savvy senior who knows how to find space.
This defense really is on their heels. They've been on the field now for a long time on this drive, and they're just getting pushed around at the point of attack up front like we saw in that last play.
Now the crowd responding in the red zone, trying to help this defense. From the gun, they'll try to impose their will. Relying on that running game as they threaten to pick up a 4 down to the 13. Going to work in the red zone, they can't pick up the first down without getting it into the end zone. From the gun, give on the inside. Not much running room. He's got 1 down to the 12.
As a quarterback, you've got to know in this area of the field, it's tough to throw, right? The windows, they open and close so quickly when you get down to the red zone. What helps you is running the football, but that's tough today because you're going up against one of the top 25 defenses stopping the run.
They'd love to pick up this 3rd down and get a fresh set with 1st and goal. This quarterback part of their running game. And his molars are probably rattling after that big hit, but he did get the 1st down.
If I'm building an offense in today's football, it's not around a quarterback that can't run. I'm going to find an athlete that I can give the ball because defensively, it starts to limit your coverages. It starts to limit what I can do. It makes me play the quarterback every single play. Just makes your job as a defensive coordinator extremely hard.
They'll try to get it in with the run. They get him on the ground at the 3-yard line, but this defense is taking some punches. Now 2nd and goal, and right in the teeth of this noise. They'll run it to the left, looking for the touchdown here. They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one.
You know when you're playing against a defense of this caliber, you're going to have some sort of balance, right? You can't just drop back and throw it every single play. Nothing going on that last run. They're going to have to find another way to get it going, handing the ball off.
So loud it's rattling your fillings on 3rd and goal. A run for the quarterback. Bounced off his feet.
All right, decision time early. I'm just going field goal here. Put some points on the board and pay off this nice opening drive.
And I get that, but I'm going to be aggressive. I'm going for the touchdown. Even if I get stopped, they got to go almost the whole length of the field. I'm starting the game aggressive.
And so on their opening drive of the game, they want to stay on the field, and the offense will go for it on 4th down. Out of the gun, looking to throw. And is going to be batted down. They'll turn it over on downs.
Coaches talk about it all the time. We're going to be aggressive. Well, they were aggressive on that first drive. They go for it on 4th down. No dice. Now you put your defense on the field. I like the aggressiveness, but now you got to deal with some of the consequences.
1st and 10 from their own 1, and they really need to create some breathing room. Quarterback checking the play. He's going to throw it from his own end zone. Makes the catch on the left. They were backed up, and now more than out of trouble at the midfield stripe.
Man, this offense is so dangerous, Reese. They've got dudes all over the field that can make plays. There's a big gainer in the pass game.
You get a chunk of yards like that, now the defense is really on its heels. They've got it 1st and 10 at the 50. He's looking to throw it. Oh, he loves to fire downfield. And the pass is complete. He's got it at the 20.
And they took a shot. I like it. Make the big play. Once you start getting closer to the goal line, you start running out of space, Jesse. Now, this big play down in the red zone in a scoring position.
Yeah, and it was a nice job, too, David, of the quarterback letting the coverage dictate where he threw the football. That wasn't a force. That wasn't a predetermined decision. That time, he was looking at the safeties. He was reading whether it was zone or man. He found his matchup, and here they go. Now they've got the ball down in the red zone.
Second down coming up on this red zone opportunity. The back goes in motion. Quick pass on the fly motion. And after the tackle, that will bring us to the end of the first quarter. They've changed ends of the field, now facing third down as they go back to work. To the ground to try to move the chains. And he's sprinting. He'll take it all the way. Touchdown, Gators! I tell you, when this drive started, the defense thought they had them in a hole. Not anymore. What a performance.
And I really like the play calling by the offensive coordinator on that last drive. That was a nice mixture of running and throwing and getting different players involved. Really nice job, very poised in that play calling, and it showed up with a touchdown.
And the extra point is good. About to kick it off after punching it in for the touchdown. No reason to risk trying to field that one as it skips through the end zone. It'll be a touchback. UCLA will go back to work on offense. That last drive was promising at times, but stalled out, and they turned it over on downs, Jesse.
I think they got to do a better job here, just being better early in the downs. On first down, finding positive plays.
Yeah, and it's frustrating when you move the football and get stopped on the other side of the field and get no points. But they've had some success, and I like the aggressiveness. They just got to cash some of these drives in.
Second and short. They'll go to the ground. The Bruins get it past the sticks. The Bruins moving the chains on the ground, and they've had some great running backs there. Some have flown under the radar a little bit.
Yeah, guys like Jonathan Franklin. And listen, you can always find elite recruits and great playmakers out there in the Golden State.
Quarterback on the move, still looking. Grabbed over the middle. It's Morris. Really good patience and recognition. And how about the tight end? Just finding a hole and settling and waiting until the quarterback saw it.
And the play completely changes. Once my QB gets outside the pocket, I got to see it, and I got to start working towards him, or if I'm near him, working away. Nice job being on the same page, getting the first down.
Steps to his left, out of the pocket. And he just chucks it into the fourth row.
Know the situation, know the game of football, right? When I start to get outside the pocket, I don't see anything there. I can throw the ball away. I don't have to take a sack, get a lost yardage play. I can just throw the ball out of bounds as long as it passes the line of scrimmage. We go on to the next down. No harm, no foul.
On second down, wants to throw it. Incomplete. He had to get rid of it before he wanted to. The defense put the heat on.
There's a lot of QBs that when they get hit and when they get hurried and when they get pressured, they become very average. Really nice job by the defense, pressuring the quarterback.
They want to just keep throwing it. Another incompletion on third down.
Well, the quarterback and his intended target just simply didn't have the timing there. The ball falls incomplete on third, now setting up fourth down.
Three straight misfires has left them staring at 4th and 10, but they'll try it again. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. Unloads to the right. Makes the grab, and it's plenty for the first down. Well, they just drained all the suspense out of the fourth down conversion, moving the chains easily. Sometimes we don't give enough credit to a receiver knowing exactly where he needs to be on the field, and they pick up the first down there.
Yeah, and you got to give the receiver credit, obviously knowing where that is, but the defender needs to know where it is too. Where is he trying to get? That ball's going to come out quick. He didn't really understand where the sticks were, and because of that, he gives up the first down. Need to just be a little bit more aware as a defensive guy.
He's brought down, but he's got him inside the 10. First and goal from the 8.
It's so hard for a defense to have to stop plays like that because it really forces you to play with great eye discipline. You see the pre-snap motion. Defense doesn't know.
Oh, what a grab by the defense. And he's brought down after the pick, but not before putting his offense in business. And it just turns out to be a missed opportunity. You get the ball in the red zone, and you turn it over.
Momentum. It plays a big role for teams and especially for offenses. And when you have chances like that, when you're down in this area of the field, you've got to be able to come away with points. Even if it's not going to be a touchdown, you are not leaving this area of the field without putting at least 3 up on.
He's loose. He's at the 40, at the 20, and he ran away from the defense to take it in. Touchdown, Florida!
Well, this offense is top 10 in the country in points per game because they've got a lot of speed and they've got home run hitters. They score fast. They don't need 10 plays to go down the field. You saw it right there. They've recruited well. They've got playmakers. They're going to be a problem for defenses all year long.
About to kick it away after scoring the touchdown. No return coming. He'll call for the fair catch. The UCLA offense is back on the field, ready to go to work. This is when the pressure can ramp up a little bit on an offense, David, when they start feeling the heat to answer a score.
And I think being down 14, you can kind of feel that way. But, dude, if you put a good drive together, this is a 7-point game, so Palmer, no need to panic.
I was just going to say, David, I mean, this thing can flip quick. You go down, score, all of a sudden your defense gets a stop, or who knows, better yet, gets a turnover. This game is entirely different.
They've got it at the 36. It's a 1st and 10. Looking to move it through the air. And this sophomore able to wreak some havoc and get the sack.
Strong safety blitzes can sometimes be hard to see coming from a quarterback standpoint because we're used to seeing the strong safeties insert themselves into the box, but you don't oftentimes see them blitz like that. That can be tricky to watch.
On 2nd down, he'll let it fly. It's on target and complete. They make the stop, trying to pick up just a little bit at a time to get to that 1st down marker.
Yeah, and you see running backs in today's football, they play wide receiver basically for you, but you got to find a guy that you can throw it to, and you know he's going to catch the ball consistently.
Decibels rising as the crowd gets behind this defense on 3rd down. Tosses it back. Lets it fly. And that pass intercepted.
Trick plays are really fun when they work. But when they don't work, everybody's like, why the heck did you run that? Because I practiced it. I practiced it all week. I'm going to call it at some point in the game. Unfortunately, it didn't work out.
Florida has the ball back, and here comes the offense. After that last explosive running play, David, why not just try it again, right?
I mean, why not? Such a big, long, explosive run. You think, Jesse, maybe give it to him again? Or do you say, hey, QB, throw that thing out there?
I think you keep it on the ground, David. Honestly, I was watching the offensive line. They were fired up after that long touchdown run. You know they just want to go back out there again and get some points.
After that last completion, it's 2nd down. Quarterback will audible. On 2nd down, just keeps firing. And the DB forcing the incomplete pass with the deflection.
Great play by the defensive back, showing you his variety of skills. His ability to turn the hips, his speed running downfield, turning his head to locate the football and then swatting it away. You just can't do it better.
He'll throw on third down. Catch in the middle. It's Harry. And the catch was one thing, and the run even better. A big pickup on that one. And on that third and short, I don't think he was unhappy to see that zone.
Nope, it was a great job by the offense. Hey, see where the holes in the zone are? Sit down. You only need a little bit of yards on this third down. Get the conversion. Move the sticks.
The Gators will have it 1st and 10. From the gun, the running back has it. They pick up half of it. It'll be 2nd and 5.
When you're a defense, it is stop the run first. That is your first responsibility. It makes the whole game easy. And right now, they got it going on the ground. The defense is going to have to change something up. These little tiny dink and dunk, dink and dunk. You keep doing this, they'll go all the way down the field on you, so you might want to get a little bit more aggressive.
Tackle is made, but not until he gets the 1st down.
This offense is clicking, everything working together really well. Coordinator, quarterback, offensive line, good rhythm, good flow. Defense is going to have to find something to kind of mess up this timing they got going on.
The offense lines up at the 40. They've got a 1st down. Wide receiver now comes in motion. Trying to get the edge with a quick touch pass. The defense wouldn't let him loose, and even though it's a completion, they lost yardage.
Got to give the defense credit. Watching film, anticipating. They knew that this offense had this play in their back pocket. They knew about the speed of this wide receiver in different ways they were going to try to get him involved. Everybody on defense on the same page, playing together. I love it.
He puts a lot of air under it down the sideline. He is down at the 1. A terrific run after the throw and catch. We got a timeout here late in the 1st half, and they'll try to get more points on the board before the break. Here's 1st and goal, and a touchdown here might put this thing out of reach by halftime. And he's loose, and he'll take it to the house. Touchdown, Gator! No mid-season doldrums for these guys as they push out the lead in week 6.
And the running back gets his 2nd rushing touchdown of the game. You want to continue to feed this guy. You can tell he's got a nose for the end zone, knows how to get in there, knows how to make things happen.
And with the extra point, they're up 21-0. So a drive there of 82 yards, and they capped it off with a 1-yard plunge. Lining up to cover the kick after that touchdown drive. Not going to risk a return here. He'll make the fair catch. UCLA will go back to work on offense. They find themselves in a pretty deep hole here, but maybe a chance to grab a little momentum and regroup at halftime.
Yeah, a big chance. Like this is an opportunity. This is the biggest opportunity in front of them in the game right now. You got to get some points on the board. You got to create something positive, Jesse. There hasn't been a whole lot to be positive about in the 1st half.
If I'm playing quarterback, I'm locating my go-to guy at receiver. Who can I count on one-on-one to go and make me a play? Maybe even one-on-two. Who can go up, catch the ball, get us some yards, and get us some points.
They make the stop, but not before they do their work up top and pick up a 1st down. And the Bruins come to the line in the hurry-up. Wants to throw on 1st down. It's complete on the right side. They make the stop after the catch, and still some work to do to pick up that 1st down. And now on 2nd down for this offense. He's looking to throw. Using the quick game. He steps out of bounds, but it will be enough for a 1st down. The defense calls the timeout. They're 2nd of the day as they try to get their act together.
Timeout, Florida.
Not the most productive half for this offense so far, but finally starting to get it in gear. 1st and 10. From the gun, he leaves it with the back. A strong tackle and wrap up from the junior. A timeout is called as this offense tries to find a way to get more points on the board before the half. Picked up 2 yards on that last one. They need 8 on 2nd down. He's looking to throw. Fires to the middle. And he is finding wide open defenders all over the field. His 3rd interception of the day. No room to return, but no problem after making a play like that, and they'll have it at the 25. The Gators sending the offense back to work. This offense has really been clicking in the game so far, Jesse.
No doubt. Everything their play caller is dialing up, these guys offensively have been able to go out and execute, David.
Yeah, and it's just maintaining the lead. Keep doing what you've been doing. You got a big lead. Let's just keep piling it on until they find an answer.
Complete to the right. He's run out of bounds, but a big play on that one, and it'll be a 1st down. The offense calls timeout, and they won't have any more left this half. Big play to start this drive, and they're already out at the 48. It's 1st down. Quarterback reacting to what the D is showing. They'll throw it on 1st down. Quarterback extends the play. At the 40, there he goes. He's run out of bounds, but not before. Turning in a big pickup and moving the sticks for a 1st down.
Man, how tough is this guy to defend? He drops back, everything tells you pass, and then he scrambles and gets the 1st down. Just so hard to defend.
Just a few seconds remaining here as they try to put something up before halftime. He'll come out throwing on 1st down. Quarterback strolling away from heat. Just couldn't find an open man. He'll get rid of it, and it'll be 2nd down.
A nice job by the quarterback there. You're outside the pocket, nobody's open, so you throw the ball away knowing that you still have more chances to get this 1st down.
On 2nd down, they'll try the field goal to get the points before halftime. Missed the field goal, but still up by 3 touchdowns at 21 points.
The score, Florida 21, UCLA 0.
One more snap coming before halftime. The offense uses a timeout to stop the clock, and they'll get a quick breather.
UCLA.
Just a precious few ticks remaining. This likely the final play of the 1st half. It's 1st and 10. Touch pass on the jet sweep. Across the 45. Finally run out of bounds, but he has this offense rolling with a 1st down. That's going to wrap up the 1st half here, and now we join Kevin with the halftime update.
21, UCLA 0.
All teed up and ready to go here in the 2nd half. Fair catch called for and made. Florida has the ball back, and here comes the offense. first play from scrimmage, and they'll keep it on the ground. Not much doing there. He gets it to the 26, a gain of 1.
Brings up second down.
Didn't get much on first down. It's 2nd and 9. He's looking to throw. Unloads to the wideout. He's got it. Oh, and after the big gain, the ball's loose. Defense just cradling that fumble and securing it.
You know, this is a receiving group that practices making catches in traffic, and they're used to having guys trying to rip it free. He's got to do a better job of keeping 5 points of pressure after he makes the catch. Giveaway.
Might have to give that coach a flag and a whistle. He was right on in his view of the play, and the officials agree and overturn the call. Now on first down from the 43. On the option. He'll toss it. You'll take 4 yards on first down every time, 2nd and 6.
Well, this offense came into the game knowing they wanted to be physical. They wanted to establish the line of scrimmage, and they're running downhill right at this defense, and they're churning out positive yardage early.
Solid pickup of 4 on first down. It's 2nd and 6. Quarterback checking off. On 2nd down, looking again to throw. Right down the middle. Fires into traffic, intercepted. No real chance on the return, but they've got it at the 34.
And that's such a great job of seeing the play, seeing it unfold, breaking on the football, making the interception, and you will absolutely never forget getting that first career INT, that big play, that big moment.
They'll start this drive with a pass. He's going to take off. He finds his man, and he goes out of bounds after coming up with positive yardage there. The Bruins want to crank the tempo.
Hey, if you're the defensive coordinator, you might want to start thinking about spying this QB because of his speed and athleticism. He just showed you how he can hurt you getting out on the perimeter and then throwing. If you've got somebody athletic that can go sideline to sideline, that might be a good move moving forward.
A lot of times when that ball's coming out, you can tell the offensive linemen want to get those defensive linemen's hands down. They want to hit them, engage on them. Great job by the defensive end, getting his hands up in the air and getting the deflection.
They turn to the passing game on 3rd and short. Makes the grab. And he was just a couple of steps away from taking that one even further after the catch. And the Bruins with the 1st and 10. Wide receiver coming across in motion. He's going to pass. Zings it complete to the right. They stop him just short of the first down, but it will be 2nd and inches coming up. Clock ticks across the 4-minute mark here in the 3rd. Looking to throw on 2nd down. And it'll be incomplete. This is some physical pass defense. If every journey begins with a step, this offense needs to step into a 3rd down conversion and then try to turn it into some scores, and fast. Just too much mustard on that one. Can't miss the target that badly.
3rd and short in college football today, you see so much more pass than you used to. The offense stays aggressive, and I think they stay aggressive because they know they're in field goal range. They got that 3 in their back pocket.
Trailing by multiple possessions in the 3rd and desperately needing a score, they'll go for it on 4th down. Give to the big fullback. He's not going to get there. Stop short on 4th down.
Hey, if you're going to go for it on fourth down and you decide to run the football, you've got to be sure up front that you're going to win in the trenches. They didn't get it done that time. They need to be more physical moving forward. They're going to try to do that again in the same type of situation in this game.
The Gators sending the offense back to work. Mistakes are going to happen, as they did on that last drive. Now, how will they respond, Jesse?
And this is the kind of guy who's going to take full accountability. That was my bad. That's on me. I'm about to lead this offense now down the field to score some points.
Dang, Palmer, I wish I'd have played with you. I didn't play with many quarterbacks that were just like, yeah, my bad. Hey, guys, I got this. Sorry about that. It was more, we should have ran a better route.
Good spot after that 7-yard pickup on first down and 2nd and 3. He's looking to throw. Moving out of the pocket. And he will wisely throw it to the kid playing the tuba.
Like the job by the defense there in coverage. They took every option away from the quarterback. He was outside of the pocket, nowhere to go with it, so they forced the incompletion throwaway.
Now staring at a 3rd and short from the 40. The receivers telling the quarterback what they see. They'll try to get the first through the air. And they couldn't hold off the heat, and he goes down with the sack. They'll tell you that somebody's always going to pop open, but it didn't happen in time before they got the sack.
No, it did not. And you know what? I'm going to remember this. I'm going to remember zone defense. They didn't really have an answer. They weren't ready to get rid of the football. Quarterback hesitated. I got to him and got him on the ground. Might be a good call later on in the game.
Sends his first one of the day on its way, and that matches the number of appearances he had in that win last week. UCLA offense is back on the field, ready to go to work. They've got it back after that last drive stalled out, and they were stopped on fourth down, David.
Yeah, and they put a little bit of a drive together, but Jesse, they stalled on the other side of the field, and they got to find a way to keep that momentum going as they get closer to the end zone.
I agree. I do like their mindset, though, and I think they need to continue being aggressive moving forward in this game.
Looking to go up top on first down. And he got smacked just as he released the pass. It's incomplete. The Bruins will hustle to the line. 2nd and 10. He'll throw again. Got the back over the middle. And the defense stops him just short of the first down. Maybe needed a few more chain links to move the sticks. The aerial assault continues. Quickly complete. Nice job to pick up the first down, and they'll spot it at the 42. And the Bruins have this offense rolling. He might have expected to see this DB up in his receiver's kitchen. Instead, nice little zone, and they pick up the first.
Man, offenses are getting so good, Reese, at seeing the holes in the zone, knowing your end zone, knowing where to sit down, how to make it an easy pitch and catch for the quarterback, and that's what it was on 3rd and short.
Misfired on first down, back to the air on 2nd. Another interception. This guy just can't find his own players. Couldn't find a ton of room on that return to that small change. They take over at the 43.
And that's got to feel good, and that's a play this young man is never going to forget. His first interception of the season. Great job reading the QB's eyes and getting to the football.
Florida has the ball back, and here comes the offense. They missed an opportunity to extend this lead the last time they had it, Jesse.
Yeah, they got to be able to regain that momentum, right? Go back to what was working earlier on in this one. And, David, to me, that starts with being the more physical team.
No, I definitely agree. Being the more physical team, but understanding the situation of the...
Afterburners coming. Inside the 10. Almost took it all the way, but a huge gain, and he has him set up 1st and goal.
And they executed that running back screen to perfection. Quarterback held on to it. He let the rush get to him. Offensive lineman got out in position, and the running back sold it too. Once he had the ball in his hands, he just had blockers and green field out in front of him. They pick up an explosive play on a running back screen.
They'll run it on 1st and goal.
And this offense is clicking. Another touchdown. Didn't have to go far for this drive, but this offense is doing what they want, how they want, when they want.
Just when you think it's automatic, it's not. Extra point, no good. And for a quick update, let's go to Kevin Connors in the studio.
A lot of eyeballs on your game, guys, and a few on this interesting matchup as well. Charlotte is just steamrolling its way to victory today. No way the experts saw this coming. A lead that just keeps growing and growing. They're up 14 over UTSA. Any big developments in this one, we've got you covered with the best studio team in the business, gentlemen.
And how about that one? Kevin will be keeping an eye on everything going on elsewhere. UCLA will go back to work on offense. Boy, they had that last drive moving a little bit, David, but then the mistake just crushed them.
Yeah, and those mistakes are going to happen. You're going to throw the football, you're going to throw interceptions. But I think I stay aggressive with this offense. I get back to what I did in the first part of that drive, what made me successful.
I agree, David. Just turn the page if you're a quarterback, right? On this drive, you did a lot of good things there leading up to that pick. Forget about it, move on, play the next play.
A negative play to open the drive. Let's see what they've got on 2nd and 14. He's looking to throw. Nowhere close on that one as he got drilled trying to deliver the football, and now they face 3rd down.
Pressure got to the QB that time. He was trying to find his check down out of the backfield, but the hit forced the incompletion.
3rd down conversions are a huge stat, and this one would be a doozy if they can pull it off. He's looking downfield to throw. Gonna take a shot. And it falls incomplete, but that could have been disastrous. A defender was right there.
Oh, man. The quarterback almost just threw his 2nd interception on as many drives. He's trying to fit that football in there. It gets tipped up in the air. He's lucky that wasn't picked off.
Wants to bring it back. He gets a block. The speed, the shiftiness, the elusiveness, all on display in that sweet return there. The Gators sending the offense back to work. Here we go. They'll run it to the right. They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one.
And sometimes for the defense, it just takes one play, right, to create some momentum. Obviously, this guy's been eating him up. He's got over 100 yards rushing on the day. But finally, David, they get something positive here in the run game defensively.
But you kind of know that coming in. He's going to get his. Such a great back, and he's had a great day. Need to put more plays together like that right there.
Lost one on that last one. It's 2nd and 11. He's looking to throw. Finds his man down the middle. They make the stop, but the sweet throw and catch is plenty to give him a 1st down.
That's the end of the 3rd quarter of play. With the score, Florida 27, UCLA 0.
A new set of downs after the completion. Going up top on 1st down. Trying to escape and get it himself. This senior quarterback never afraid to run it when he has to pick up a 1st down.
I just love this guy's instincts, right? When things aren't open right away, he never panics. He just understands the situation where he is on the field, and he's so confident in his own natural ability that he has the ability to run, go get the 1st down, keep this drive rolling.
The receivers often will run their route based on a side adjustment. He's looking to pass. And the quarterback caught up to and sacked at the 12.
And you try to catch him off balance, maybe on first down and goal right here, a situation where maybe you sneak in a pass, defense was ready, got the sack. Now you got to be a little bit more creative now that you got the negative play. The offense, I know you've worked this all week. You got to get ready to execute in the red zone.
Fires into the end zone. And he wanted to get the score right there, but it falls incomplete.
You simply don't see that very often. A quarterback of this guy's caliber missing a guy wide open in the end zone. He makes those throws in his sleep.
They've gotten pushed back, but it's still 3rd and goal. On the option. He'll toss it. Touchdown, Gator! And the route is on. They give themselves a little more cushion as they try to reel off their 4th straight win.
And this always is the debate of where you fall. It's your job to stop me or I should get concerned, because this offense obviously has had themselves a day, and apparently their day's not over. They're going to continue to keep scoring, and the defense better do something about it.
And he makes the extra point. Almost ready to kick it away after scoring the touchdown. He'll call for the fair catch here. The UCLA offense is back on the field, ready to go to work. Boy, 3 and out last time, David. They'd like to be more productive this time around.
Yeah, in the last drive, nothing really clicked. No rhythm, got off the field really, really quickly. They need to put something together here, Bill.
Yeah, David, bad execution on that last drive, so they got to take a collective breath and start playing like a unit on this one.
He's looking for a man on 2nd down. It's complete. And they knock him down, but he got past the line to gain. The Bruins want to move quickly.
I just love quarterbacks that aren't greedy and that aren't always trying to throw the home run ball, right? 2nd down, you're in your own end of the field. The guy you want to throw to is...
And he reels it in at the 15-yard line. Just making a huge play, and he sets him up all the way down at the 14.
That's a 1st down for the offense.
From the red zone, looking for a receiver. Blasted as he lets it go. And they can't make the connection, and it could get worse. A penalty flag on the field, and it's in the holding zone. Let's get the call. A 1st down for the offense. Snap in the shotgun. Fires left. And that makes 5 interceptions in this one. The nightmare is alive. He goes out of bounds, but he just about did it himself. What a return after the interception.
Man, what a great break on the football. Nice job seeing it squeezing. A lot of those defensive guys, man, they don't have great hands all the time, but you always remember your first interception. They'll always remember this moment.
Bunch formation, trying to spring a guy free. Trying to start the drive with a pass. Lofts one deep down the right side. And he's got it inside the 25. Huge plays like that can change the complexion of a game, and he's got it at the 22-yard line. This offense has to be feeling it after that last one, and they'll snap it 1st and 10 just outside the 20. Reads it, fires complete. And a good job in coverage there as they stop it after just a few.
Yeah, and listen, I'm going to move this guy everywhere. He He's in the slot this time, but I'm not going to let the defense understand where he's lining up so they can double team him, put him in the slot, put him out wide. Either way, find this guy early and often.
He's got the tight end. They bring him down, but he's got a first and goal from the 10. They showed great trust in their quarterback right there, and why not? He's had an outstanding game.
An outstanding game, has taken care of the football. Now late in the game, you got the lead. That first down now tells me now it's time to start running the football, run the clock, get out of here with the day.
And they're finally able to get him on the ground at the 1.
Yeah, and that's a great job by this offense. And I'll tell you what, fourth quarter, you have the lead. That's exactly what you want to do. Lean on these guys, run the football, eat that clock.
They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one.
Loses 1. Brings up 3rd and goal.
The big fellas line up in a goal line defense. He's got his man. Touchdown, Florida! And the punishment has been extended. With that, the lead nice and comfortable, and they're cruising toward a 4-0 start.
And how about this squad, man? Looking good again. Like, I feel like we say this week in and week out. Just continuing to remain undefeated. Whatever it takes, offense, defense, special teams, they have been a good unit, and that's why their ranking is so high.
We check in with Kevin Connors. What's going on, Kevin?
Boys, if it's happening in college football, we've got eyes on it. Check this out. Kansas is currently working from behind. But how many times have we said that and then witnessed something special happen? This time of year, you never know. They're trailing by 11 to Bowling Green. We promise to keep you posted on what goes down in this exciting college football matchup.
Thanks for the update on that one, Kevin. Let us know when it goes final. UCLA will go back to work on offense. That last drive was promising for a while, but you just can't mess it up at the end with the pick, Jesse.
No, you've got to be able to finish drives, especially in this game if you're going to win. And, David, they've got to be able to eliminate the mental mistakes.
Yeah, and I don't think you get conservative or play it safe. You can trust your guy. I think you put the ball right back in his hands and let him do his thing.
And it's just been that kind of day for this quarterback and this offense, guys. They have never been able to get into a rhythm throwing the football. Timing's been off. Accuracy hasn't been great. We've seen some drops, just not in sync, and that's why they find themselves trailing by a lot right here late in the game.
From the gun, the running back looking for room. Still running at the 40. He's off to the races. Inside the 30. He's at the 10. I'm sorry you're unlikely to win today, but here's a fabulous party gift, a late touchdown.
And this has been a rough day for this offense, and finally, some good things to happen. Build some momentum maybe for the future. You know, that's the way the coaches spin it when you're getting beat up and you're getting destroyed. Like, listen, let's find something for the future. Let's keep fighting. Let's keep working. This team's done that, put some points on the board, so it's not all bad.
About to kick it off after punching it in for the touchdown. That might be overdoing it, keeping it away from the return man as the kickoff goes out of bounds. So the decision has been made, and the coach will take the penalty. First down here with time for maybe one more play until the 2-minute warning. The handoff, keep working on that clock. Defense uses a timeout quickly, trying to get that ball back and preserve time for their offense.
You know, it's so important for offenses to want to keep third downs manageable. The way you do that is by having success like that, running the football on first down.
He wants to throw here on second down. Snagged in the middle. It's Herring. Good job running that route to get past the sticks because he got nothing after the catch. The offense setting up shop at the 46, 1st and 10. Now the quarterback changing the original play call. Comes out throwing on first down. He lobs one high down the left side. And they won't make the connection going for the big play.
And how about this offense? They're not worried about the clock. They're not worried about the score. They're not worried about early and down. Still trying to execute their offense. Still trying to make big plays. And they've had a great day so far.
Now on second down. They'll throw again after the incompletion. Nowhere to go, and the ball is loose. Now look what I found. I'd say that's a stroke of good fortune. The offense keeps it. Quick timeout called by the defense, stopping the clock to save as much time as possible for their offense. They recovered their own fumble, but now it's third down. Looking downfield, and he needs a bunch. It's caught. And he found all kinds of room and got it down to the 28. Some might have the philosophy to milk the clock. Others have this philosophy. Just keep going at them.
Until you stop me. And I think the offense, you can tell, it's pretty clear. They're going to keep their foot on the gas, continuing to throw the football down the field, attack, make big plays like they have all game long.
Timeout called there by the defense, desperate to get the ball back and save as much time as possible. After picking up a couple, it's 2nd and 8. He's looking to throw. I don't think that's the way they drew it up. Incomplete.
And that's a good stop for this defense. And listen, there hasn't been a lot of positive today, but let's finish this game strong. I think that'll be the message from the defensive coordinator. Can we get a stop? Can we get them off the field? I know lots went wrong, but let's live in this moment and try to be great right here to end the game.
Quarterback changing the plays at the line. On 3rd and long, he's going to have to throw for it. And here's a fumble way behind the line. Defense coming up with a huge fumble recovery. And the quarterback just couldn't bring himself to pull the trigger and get rid of the ball, and they knock it free.
So let's give the secondary tons of credit, right, Reese? They were doing an outstanding job in the back end in coverage, not allowing any receivers open, and that's why the QB had to keep holding it and keep holding it. That allowed the pass rush to get to him, and that created the turnover.
The UCLA offense is back on the field, ready to go to work. This has been a really disappointing performance, David. No question about that. Going to throw it over the top of the knee. And it's another interception as his assault on the record book continues. And after the interception and the turnover, this defense has set its offense up for business.
Nice job by this defense. That might be the exclamation point. Fourth quarter, I got to lead. You bring on the nickel defense. You know they're passing the football for plays just like that to make the INT and almost put this one away.
Quarterback empties his backfield. To the air on first down. Throwing right. Tremendous awareness along the sideline and the ability to get the foot down for the big pickup.
You know, I love offensive coordinators that want to stay aggressive, and they've come up with big plays all game long. It's a big reason why they have this lead right now, and they're not backing off here in the fourth quarter. They're letting their guys go play. The entire playbook is open to them, and they're taking shots.
Quarterback making adjustments with his receivers. Trying to find his man on first down. Looking down the left side. And he pulls it in inside the 15-yard line. The stop is made, but this offense is threatening first and goal from the 9. They are in no mood to show any mercy as they keep flexing their muscle on offense.
up big in the fourth quarter, and you just keep taking shots down the field. That tells you something, okay? You can take what you want from it, but this offense definitely not interested in running clock, interested in making a point.
Off the deflection, missed a great chance to force the turnover. Instead, it'll be second down.
I'm a little bit surprised they're still throwing the football here this late in the game with this kind of lead. They're on first down, taking a shot, falls incomplete, but obviously they're still seeing matchups that they want to take advantage of in the back end of this defense, so they're letting it fly.
They've got the screen set up. Touchdown, Gator! And the beatdown has ensued. They give themselves a little more cushion as they try to reel off their fourth straight win.
Points, points, and more points. This offense has had their way. They just keep their foot on the gas, keep putting up points, keep putting up touchdowns. And you know what? This is one of those stats days. You look back and you're like, that guy had 12 touchdowns for me. Well, 4 or 5 of them might have been in this game.
No return coming. He'll call for the fair catch. UCLA will go back to work on offense. At this point, it really hasn't been your best day. Just try to find something to build on here at the end, David.
Yeah, just try to keep fighting. Show your kids you're going to keep fighting. Keep throwing the football. Try to get some points up. Palmer, points have been at a premium. They haven't scored very much, but keep fighting, man.
Yeah, and just, try to find things to build off of for next week as well, right? I mean, it's all about continuing to improve week in and week out. So whether that's identifying playmakers or just seeing what you can come up with here at the end of this game and not quitting.
Finds his back in the middle. And they finally haul him down, but not before the good catch and run. Clock is still running, and they have to get everybody lined up. They'll throw it on first down. And this will be incomplete. A big hit there forces second down.
And this defense has put a game together. Like, it is hard to put all the facets of defense together. Run defense, pass defense. They've been so good, man. Dialed in. You could tell they were ready. They were fast. They were physical. They dominated this football game. And this is just one of those days, man, where everything has gone wrong, right? Like, they just haven't been in a rhythm. They haven't got it going and never built the momentum. This is one of those days that you learn from, you try to grow from. A lot of things that we're going to show in the film room that people aren't going to like, but hopefully
going downfield for the big play. Fires it into traffic, and it's picked off. And they'll close in on him after a good return on the interception.
Defensively, you're always trying to dodge these bullets, the trick plays, right? This is the flea flicker. You can't practice this all the time. You very rarely see it. Wonderful job by the defense, understanding their responsibilities, staying home, forcing the big interception.
Florida has the ball back, and here comes the offense. Boy, they have delighted these home fans here by putting this game in a hammerlock, David.
Yeah, this crowd's been jacked up. They've been excited. Now they get to breathe a little bit, Palmer. Nice lead. This offense needs to go out and protect it.
Yeah, they've been the more physical team all game long. So let's just run the ball. Let's just ice this football game, take the W into the locker room.
Just an obvious holding call there, and one that just kills an offense's momentum. Looking for a productive play on first down. Here's the snap, itching to fire downfield. He's going to throw deep right side. And it goes through his hands. Oh, he had an explosive play right there for the taking, but couldn't reel it in. After this, it'll be a wrap. They'll leave it with him. They make the stop, and the clock strikes 0, and that will do it for this one. This is what you're looking for when you have the better team. Go out and show it. Don't fool around with them. Go out and play to a standard of excellence.
Just dominate. You know you're going to take care of business. You know you're going to win. It's like how many? How many can I win by? And I like that you keep your foot on the gas and just continue to pile it on. It's their job to stop you. Let them do their job. You just keep going on.
It's not about the X's and the O's. It's the Jimmies and the Joes. This is why recruiting is so important in college football. They just had better players. More physical. They were faster. faster, and it showed today.
That's going to do it for us. For Jesse Palmer, David Pollack, our entire broadcast team, I'm Reese Davis. This has been another presentation of EA Sports College Football.